In the NBA bubble so far, there have been multiple players that have shocked everyone and played well. They've basically had a mini breakout in the 8 or so games they've played. So in today's video, I'm going to be looking at 7 of those guys and showing you how these guys have improved and broken out in Orlando. There is a lot more than 7, but I don't want to overkill it, so I've got the list down to 7 of the most impressive and underrated breakouts in my opinion. But if there is someone you think that I missed, be sure to drop it in the comments below. This list also doesn't include guys like Booker or Lillard, as to me, I wouldn't say what they've done is them breaking out, as they are already certified superstars. This list will mainly include underrated players who aren't on an all-star level yet. Before we start, if you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe for more NBA content like this. I'm trying to hit 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so all support would be greatly appreciated. But with that all being said, let's get right into this top 7.
Lucas.
Number 7. Cameron Johnson, Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns were by far the new exciting team to keep an eye on as they blitzed the bubble and went 8-0. Unfortunately for them, after all that hard work to get into the playoffs, they fell short and didn't even make the play-in tournament, which was unfortunate because they had done so well. There are a few obvious guys that stepped up big time for the Suns during this stretch, like Devin Booker, but one player who was overlooked on this surprise run by Phoenix had to be rookie Cameron Johnson. Throughout the 2020 regular season prior to the suspension, Johnson was a solid rookie, averaging about 9 points per game and 3 rebounds, and was shooting a fantastic 39% from 3, as well as a solid 43.5% from the field. However, in the bubble, Johnson took a big leap, improving his numbers to 14.2 points per game, over 6 rebounds, and shot an insane 50% from the field and 40% from 3. When talking about Phoenix's success, a lot of guys come up: Booker, Ayton, Mikal Bridges, etc. But Johnson is definitely a guy who needs some more attention because, as I've shown, his run in the 2020 NBA restart was phenomenal, and it's why I have him on the list today. Number 6. Grayson Allen, Memphis Grizzlies. One of the most hated basketball players of recent memory has to be Grayson Allen, due to his dirty play style of the past. In the NBA, he struggled to hold onto a roster spot after barely playing for the Utah Jazz and spending a lot of time for Memphis in the G League. However, Memphis gave him a run in the NBA bubble and he's made great use of it, averaging 14.7 points per game, and he's shot over 52% from the field and 53% from 3. It's just ridiculous, as throughout his first 2 seasons in the league, Allen never averaged more than 9 points per game. Though the Grizzlies did struggle in the bubble, Allen definitely made his fans back at his main success home at Duke proud, and was an underrated piece for them in their little stint in Orlando. Number 5. Keldon Johnson, San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs have unfortunately missed the playoffs for the first time in 22 years, ending their historic streak. But there have definitely been some positives for them this season, and the development of Keldon Johnson in recent times is one of them. This season, his rookie year, Johnson didn't play much, only having 17 games in total under his belt, and he averaged only 9 points a game, but was extremely efficient, shooting almost 60% from the field and 60% from 3. But even then, Keldon Johnson has managed to improve this even further in the bubble, averaging 12.7 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, a steal, and has shot 63% from the field and 71.4% from 3. That is absolutely insane, and to me, this needs a lot more attention. He had 3 games in the bubble where he dropped over 20 points, and his potential is shining right now. he is starting to look like a key piece for the Spurs in their potential rebuild these coming seasons. The fact he's been playing this well, is shooting this well, and has only played such a small amount of games is just crazy to me, and it should get Spurs fans very excited for their future. Johnson has been extremely promising in his bubble games. Number 4. Derrick White, San Antonio Spurs. Sticking with the Spurs theme, another player from San Antonio who was great in the restart was Derrick White. White averaged just a mere 11 points and 3.5 assists per game this season, and has shot 45% from the field and 36.6% from 3, so he's been a really solid player for San Antonio, but nothing too special. However, in the bubble, White has stepped up onto another level and has shown to the Spurs organization how good he can be when utilized correctly. In Disneyland, White has averaged 19 points and 5 assists, big increases, and he shot just as efficiently, 45% from the field and almost 40% from deep. The bubble in Orlando has definitely allowed fans and San Antonio themselves to witness the potential this team has. This is a very underrated young core, as apart from White and Johnson, the Spurs also have Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray, and Jakob Poeltl in the mix too. So if the Spurs do decide to trade away LaMarcus Aldridge and DeRozan this offseason, it doesn't seem like a terrible idea at all. Derrick White's improvements with more opportunity in the NBA restart is just one of the reasons why they should. Number 3. Michael Porter Jr., Denver Nuggets. One of the more notable and bigger breakouts of the NBA bubble has to be Michael Porter Jr. For the season, MPJ averaged just under 10 points a game and was shooting 51% from the field and 42% from 3, so prior to the suspension, he was playing quite well. He just really needed some more opportunity to shine, as when he was given the opportunity, he played really well. Now in the bubble, he's been given that opportunity to show off that potential consistently, and in 6 games for the Nuggets, has averaged 23.8 points per game, 9.2 rebounds, and is shooting at a ridiculous efficiency of 57% from the field and 46% from 3. Recently, MPJ has been looking like a little Kevin Durant, and his out of nowhere explosion has been great for Denver, as it now feels like they've found that extra weapon that will get them over the line. Regardless of his strange views on COVID and his poor defense, MPJ is one of the most exciting young players in the league right now, and I know there's a lot of teams punching the air right now for passing on him on draft night. The Nuggets have an insanely bright future thanks to him, and the bubble has displayed just how insanely good he can become. Number 2. Gary Trent Jr., Portland Trail Blazers. In the bubble, the Blazers went 6-2 and won 3 straight games to get into the NBA play-in tournament, where they of course won to grab that 8th seed. They were led by Damian Lillard, who absolutely dominated, putting up historic scoring performances, CJ McCollum, who, with a broken back, has still been a great scorer for them, and Carmelo Anthony, who has been insanely clutch in multiple games this restart. However, the biggest surprise contributor out of them all has to be Gary Trent Jr., who has leapt into a heavy contributor role on the team and honestly looks like a mini Dame at times. Prior to the bubble, Trent was averaging 8.9 points and was shooting 44% from the field and 41% from deep. Now, since the season restarted, Trent Jr. has been averaging 18 points on 53% shooting from the field and 56% from deep. That's a 9 points per game increase and efficiency increase of 15% from 3. That is just insane. For the Blazers to make the playoffs, the entire team needed to lock in and step up, and Gary Trent Jr. has done just that. Though it's unlikely, the Blazers may be able to upset the Lakers, and if they somehow do, just know that Gary Trent Jr. is going to have a major part in that. Number 1. TJ Warren, Indiana Pacers. You knew it was coming. TJ Warren has been by far the biggest breakout player in the bubble and deserves a lot of credit for the Pacers' success in it. These stretch of games that he's been on have been insane, having a 50-point outing, averaging overall 30 plus points per game, and he's shooting very efficiently. What makes this stretch of games even crazier though for Warren is that Indiana lost their arguably best player to injury just before the season restarted in Sabonis, so with him gone, things looked bleak for the team. Me personally, I thought Indiana would struggle a lot with Sabonis gone and Oladipo out of form due to rust, so this recent output from TJ Warren has been simply amazing. It's kept their season alive. Though he may just be a beneficiary to the lack of a crowd and perhaps pressure on him, Warren is definitely the most improved player of the NBA bubble and is the biggest breakout player in it. Now, as they prepare to play fierce rivals Miami Heat, Warren must continue to show his excellence, as otherwise, I struggle to see the Pacers making it past this round. With all things considered though, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he did, and the Pacers push the Miami Heat to their absolute limits. And that will conclude the video. What do you guys think of this? Do you agree with my list, and is there anyone I missed? Let me know all your thoughts on this down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe. But with that all being said, I am out. Peace.